or worse, I guess. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. They're yeah, it's not as worth anymore, but I think we will still see that use.
Oh, we'll definitely still see
definitely worth it.
It's not gone. It's definitely not gone. Yeah. Yeah. Is there any other like things in the patch notes? For me, it's been a crazy day of like jumping back and forth between trying to decide what builds I want to play. What are the other kind of builds that got your attention that, you know, are still going to be pretty strong to play, that you reckon? Builds that, you know, might still be really safe league starters, but not quite making the cake for you?
That's actually like I have a few on my path of buildings. That's why I'm looking over there right now. What I tried, I actually thought about doing Caustic Arrow. Caustic Arrow with Asenath's Chant and what's it called? Soul Rend. It's like a build I think I saw first. Taki Cat play it first, but he probably didn't like come up with that. It's basically in my opinion, the smoothest way to clear with Caustic Arrow, because whenever you shoot a Caustic Arrow, you also do a GMP Soul Rend to clear like all trash, and you basically just use Caustic Arrow for single target and rare
really
enemies. And I think that's like really smooth. Plays like great mapper, and you can just go ES hybrid with evasion and like do the trick of the thing, basically. That's pretty good. Lacerate, I think Lacerate Glad is still really good. I think also Bow Glad is still really good. I zero crafted both of those. I still want to play it with traps at some point. Lightning Trap is I did some league start testing. It's still a fantastic build. It's just you have to like play that already. Like if you want to play a good build but you don't think you would enjoy traps, don't league start trap. Try it a bit later, see if you like it, and maybe league start it. And something I played in the last league that I think is still really good because it didn't see any changes basically is a Blade for Blade Blast. I think that's still pretty good.
Yeah. I've been wanting to play that for a very long time. I've always had my eye on it. It always seems like it's the next build that I'm going to play, and then I never play it. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, maybe this league I'll play it. Yeah,
it's a fantastic build, and especially with the intensity buffs. Intensify was a support that you oftentimes already use with Blade Blast, because you would cast it like 2 or 3 times on the boss to like detonate faster. Because with an Unleash Blade Fall setup, you can generate so many blades that you can detonate them like 2, 3, 4 times, so they cascade faster, so you get more DPS. So you would already use that, because also the AoE overlap does generate more damage as well. So even on the higher, like low stack intensity, you do more damage, and on the higher stack intensity, you also still do more damage. So that's pretty good. That's also kind of like up. But yeah, I think everything that was not in patch notes obviously is still fine. You can still play like Arc, you can still play Toxic Rain, you can still play Acid Rain, you can still play, I don't know, Lacerate, Glad, you can still play like EQ or Earth Shatter. I think those are fine. Tectonic Slam is probably also pretty good if you like Slam.
Oh, totally.
But everything else, like Divine Eye Totems, Freeze Pulse Totems, I think about league starting totems for a while. I think it's still good. And with the, like, if you can like league start a bit later, like a little bit slower, you can. I think with what we saw from the stuff that has been revealed, and if you're fine with like maybe MF farming low tier maps for a while, Elemental Bows might actually be back with the Shroud of the Lightless. If you go for like an MF setup, and like let's say you farm tier 7 maps on a like a Wind Ripper setup just to make currency, and then at some point you just like buy the Shroud of the Lightless, like 8 to 10 insane jewels, a good bow, and you just go like, alright, I'm tier 16 ready now. If that's your thing, like if you enjoy MFing maps, like Tower, I think is one. Tower is tier 1 right now. You can farm those nurses. And those chevrons early with an MFer. So I think this is a good league for like playing that type of league starting setup. I think that's kind of like a bit of a more advanced. I wouldn't say that's like a beginner friendly thing, but if you're like a bit of an intermediate player, you played MF before, that's kind of like my secret pick.
That's a good secret pick. I was fully aware of Power being tier 1 and Residence being tier 2, which you're going to get a 6 div card from as well. Which is
great for
really
SSF.
strong. Really good for SSF. But we, look, I'm almost certain that we're going to see a lot of MF bow builds farming those towers, or you know, any sort of MF build. It's a tier 1. You can start doing it really early. You can kind of set up your Atlas fairly well, and then just not complete any other maps to pretty much just